Welcome back to another amazing episode of Rounds of the Knight's Table. I'm Jim.
I'm Eric.
And today we're going to talk about The Invisible Man. Stars Elizabeth Moss, written and directed by Lee Winnell of Saw fame. He wrote Saws, I believe, 1 through 3. He did direct Upgrade, and then this.
Which won a roundie.
Hello. Second annual roundie's coming next Friday. She is clearly in an abusive relationship.
Quite abusive. Super scared for her life, and she has to drug the guy to get away.
Just to sneak out of the house. He does catch up to her as she's
and
getting
knocks
away.
out the window.
Yeah. And then he fakes a suicide. So she thinks he's dead. He left her money under the stipulation that she doesn't commit any crimes. He's a leader in the optics field. Obviously has made himself invisible and decided to torture this woman.
Optical camouflage.
We're sipping on a Bold Rock, hard cider, Carolina apple. Hello.
Hey.
Granny Smith cider. Not a scratch and sniff top. Might be something
good.
bubbling. Ooh, that went down a lot smoother than that Foster's. So let's talk about the good.
Let's do it.
Elizabeth Moss. I thought she was a rock star in this movie. Aldous Hodge, I thought he did pretty good in this.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, God, how big is that
built.
dude? My head. It had a good relationship or a good rapport with the actor who played his daughter.
Storm Reed.
Yes. The tension.
There was a lot of tension.
Oh my
in
God.
this
Even
movie.
just the opening, which you gotta start with a bang. She's creeping through the house to get all this stuff. She's gotta move the security camera so she can watch him and deactivate the other ones. Oof. And then she's creeping down the hallway and kicks a fucking dog dish.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
I think everyone that was in the theater
soul left my body for a moment. So this movie does that a lot, though. It has the tension.
Yeah.
And it could jump scare you to death.
But it doesn't.
I didn't find that
Holds
happen.
it for the good ones.
Also, there was parts in the movie where it would pan around as if there was a person walking by.
I think it was supposed to signify that's him.
Yeah.
So the cinematography.
Cinematography.
The cinematography.
There you go, and I ruined it because I was talking.
The cinematography of this movie was spot on.
Exactly. Which is funny because I found an Upgrade and Saw kind of isolated movies. Maybe it's a testament to his directing or more so his writing, I guess.
Right.
Is that he makes the most out of so little because the budgets aren't astronomical.
It's not a huge cast.
Yeah.
It's just a few people.
So Elizabeth Moss wakes up in the beginning and she's in the bed with the guy, and she looks over at the clock and it said 3 whatever time it was, early in the morning, and I was like, ooh, thank God it wasn't 11:11 because she's the one in Us.
Yeah, there was some pretty good chemistry in the tight cast that was there.
The sister too, I thought she did pretty good.
It definitely portrays realistic abusive relationship. This portrays that dynamic of her view of it pretty well.
Yeah.
She's scared to go outside. Even to just the mailbox. She freaks out when somebody comes running by.
Starting to look like she's a little crazy to the outside. And because she's saying, my ex who's dead, he's here. He's here, but I can't see him.
He's learned how to make himself invisible.
The invisible guy, Adrian, her boyfriend, he punches James's daughter, and she thinks that it's her.
Yeah, she's like, why would you hit me,
and
Dad?
James takes her out of the house, and it leaves her there, Elizabeth Moss.
He's like, you got to know my priorities right now are to take care of my baby girl.
She pours coffee grinds all over the floor, and I'm like, ooh, that's a mess.
At least it probably smelled good.
If the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup, you need to really reevaluate your life. That's not even the best fucking coffee brand there is.
Really, you got to go with a wish of death.
Man, I just drank
Death
Pike's
wish.
Place, bro.
Who wants to go to Pike's Place when you can get a death wish?
With Bruce Willis or the other guy? She gets the idea to call him. And his phone
calls his
starts
phone.
buzzing upstairs. And there's this shot on her face. And I'm like, oh my God.
He's going to be on the ceiling.
He's upstairs in the attic. And it's just all this stuff. Throughout the whole movie, it builds upon itself. Lends itself to a pretty strong end, I think. She's in a mental institution. He's still messing with her. He's there.
They drug her when she first gets there after he kills her sister.
Yeah.
which was
Oh
a pretty
God.
good scene.
They're just chatting it up, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you see a knife there.
Like, the sister sees the knife,
She's like,
and
"What
you
the
can
hell?"
see on her face, oh my God, I believe her.
And everyone in the theater, it was like a collective gasp. In the institution,
Yeah.
she fakes like she's slitting her wrist because she's pregnant, and that's what he really wants. And they allude to the fact that he's probably been raping her,
Right.
you know, to have a baby because that's what he wants.
She's like, I've been secretly taking birth control because I don't want a kid in this relationship. Like,
But he switched it out. She manages to glitch out his suit, and so all these cops
Stabs him a lot with a fountain pen from his brother.
These cops and stuff, they see that it's happening and all that, but he like will go away and then come back with the weird camera suit. It's creepy.
It just
Far
looks
from
like
home.
a bunch of flies.
Jeff Goldblum. I'm ready to talk about the bed.
I think we could do that. If I think of something else, I'll throw it in.
I didn't get clarity on everyone's relationship
Right.
between James and Elizabeth Moss.
Like, did they become something? Were they ever gonna be something?
Was that like her ex-brother-in-law or something? Were they friends?
I don't know.
So I spent a little time trying to figure that out. Another bad for me was Adrian. What a letdown.
For being the main villain of the whole movie, I mean, you see him for like less than 5 minutes.
Well, that's fine. I don't mind.
That's whatever.
In my opinion, less is more. You
Yeah.
saw less of the shark in Jaws, and I think that was more effective as it is here.
But when you do see him, he's not very compelling. Where did he train? Because he was taking these security guards out left and right like he was a friggin' master at this stuff. But no, he was like John Wicking these guys, but invisibly.
And listen, you weren't no Keanu.
She's over there. She's got one of these guns beside her in the hallway. He's over there killing like 4 security guards. Shoot him! It didn't feel as long as it was.
It was only 2 hours and 4 minutes.
There was one thing with the coffee we mentioned, where she tosses that around. Right when she does that, she goes to the back of the room. Leaves only the room in front of her covered. How do you know he wasn't in the bathroom right beside you?
Clearly, he could walk through there.
Not only do you not clear the room ahead of time,
Clear the corners, rookie.
but you have this knife also. She goes to make that phone call and leaves the knife. So many times when she's sitting there looking around, I'm like, just slash behind you. You know he's behind you.
How would you score this movie, Harry?
Ooh. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would have to give this movie a solid 8/8.
Oh! I'm just goofing. New boot goofing. It's more of a slow burn
Yeah.
than anything, but it's not like, oh my God, when is this going to happen? You're constantly on the edge of your seat, I think. I'd score this an 8.3 out of 10. As if it's out of anything else. It's always 10. Why the fuck do I always say it? If you like this video, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we will check you out next time only on Rounds of the Night's Table.